Hello, everyone. Good evening from London. I hope you're well. It's Friday night. It is Friday in London. It's 8:04, and I hope you're having a great day. And I'm ready for a spot of stitching today. And so today, this is the piece I'm working on. I'm going to be working on. This is called Grammas Atique, and this is from one of my favorite artists, Heaven and Earth, Amy Stewart. I think she's a favorite of many of you as well. And so I have a plan today, as usual. As usual, let me just first of all show you and what the design looks like. Oh, my Siri, my Siri on my iPad is talking to me already. And let's see. Siri, please be quiet. Do not speak. Oh dear. My phone goes off as well. My gosh, Siri just got a life of its own. So this is the piece I'm working on today. And it's absolutely beautiful. It's whimsical. It's got that antique feel to it. I just love it. And it's got so much going on as well. So with this piece, I actually started from the center. So if you look at where the rocking horse is, that's where I am right now. So that's the center of the design here. And the reason I started from the center was because I couldn't wait. If you if you look at the upper left, where probably most people will start, there's a map there, and then just ceiling. Okay, I mean, this is absolutely lovely, but I just couldn't wait to work on this horse. So that's what I've done. And as you can see, let me just show you a picture before I put the fabric on the hoop. So this is from the previous session. So the previous session, I actually work a little bit on the upper left there, if you look at this photo here, and extend it to the left a little bit more. But today, I'm going to start from the right-hand side where the path threads are. And I'll explain to you what I'm planning to do today. So let me just show you my pattern keeper here to show you my progress, so you know where I am on this piece. So this is the totality of the piece here in relation to the completed session. So this is a regular size, not max colors, but regular size, so it's fairly large. And the progression at the moment is 5.18. Every digit counts, and so it's not too bad, not too bad. And I'm going to start from 0 stitch today and move upwards and see where I can go today. So let me just quickly look at the chat here and say hello. Hello, Clover. Clover says hi all, and Sarah is here as well. She says hi everyone. Tracy, how are you? And Essie as well. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you're well today. And who else is here? Oh, Steve is here as well. Hello, Steve. And Jane is here. And oh yes, Essie says I like the big red gramophone player. Yes, it's got such a grammar felt to it. Everything your grandmother might keep in the loft, you can probably find it here. You know, you've got this teddy bear, really antique looking teddy bear here, and this red gramophone as well, and little dolls. It's full of details, and I just cannot wait to stitch them one by one to materialize them on my fabric. And so today, oh, Grace is here, so, and Nikki as well. Hello. And so today, you know, If you're not aware of already, we have a Facebook group for this channel, and there are a couple of people they're working on royal rolls, and I'm kind of drawn to it once again because in the past I have tried it maybe a couple of times, and each time I was left somehow not sure about the method. But then I looked at some of the photos posted on the Facebook group, and I thought, well, maybe it's worth giving it another go. And this is why I'm switching from the left side from the last session to the right side, because it seems I'm not even sure you're supposed to go from right to left. So to keep things simple, I switched to the other side here, and then I'm going to sort of attempt to work in the royal roll type of method. So I probably need some help from some of you because it's been a little while, and I roughly know the concept, but I just need to kind of tune into the details. So it's going to be a teamwork. And so the first tower, so from what I understand, and you guys can correct me, you start from a 2-block tower here, and then you part down as the first option, and then second option is to the block on the right, correct? And then I think the original method from the OG is that you end your threads to the right, 1 block away. So this is where I probably will make some modification there, and I'll explain to you what I'm going to do there. So you basically part down, but you know, Suzanne, I don't know if Suzanne is going to be here today, and she posted a picture on how she rests her sort of part threads. I think maybe Joyce is doing that as well. I'm not super sure, but you basically skip 2 blocks and park underneath and just tuck everything away. And I found that so neat, and I really, really want to try that and see if it flows this time, because the last couple of times I just left feeling, well, it just seems like I didn't really know, quite sure why I was doing what I was doing. So maybe this time I'll feel differently. Who knows? But it's worth a try, and it's interesting as well. So as you can see, the starting point here is slightly bigger than the 2 block space, because the top, this border is actually the page border. So previously I've been following the page by page area. So I'm going to continue with that. So it means the first tower I'll be working on will be 2 blocks plus little bit on the side and a little bit on the top as well. So, you know, I'm sure the principles still apply, and it should be okay. So that's my plan today, and let me know what you're working on. And Sarah says, I'm doing diagonal blocks today. Lovely. I love that way of working. Are you doing the color completion or row by row? I guess probably depends on the design. As she says, I'm not stitching a full coverage at the moment. I'm stitching Raven from Yasmin's Made with Love. That's a beautiful name. I'd love to see the piece at some point. So let me bring on this little mock-up there for your reference. So what I'm going to start will be this session there. And let me see if I can find my pencil here. Just make sure that I don't wander off and start to get very confused. Today is such a hot day again in London. I think we reach 31 Celsius, the highest point, and I'm actually sweating right now. It's 8 o'clock p.m. and I'm sweating in London. It's highly unusual, highly unusual. And so I'm going to be using Pattern Keeper to track my progress. And there's some previously parked threads here. So I'm going to start from these threads and do color completion of this area and work forward, hopefully. And oh, Joyce is here. Hello, Joyce. And Adventures is here as well. Adventures of Stitching, guys and girls, or guy and girls. Maybe more guys than we know. So here we go. Oh, Friday evening. Wonderful. And I'm sure some folks are still working. It's still a working day, but the weekend is near. So fingers crossed. And the first color I'm going to be working on is this beautiful burgundy there. And I just love the color scheme of this piece. And it doesn't look like a typical Amy Stewart piece, because the colors is very, they're very earthy. And Amy Stewart, it's kind of a signature style, tends to be more technique color, sort of rainbow colors and stuff like that. And I'm drinking my usual mint tea. It's still really hot, so I'm going to be careful. So good. And cool cats and kittens. Yeah, that covers all bases. No one's offended. Very good, Nikki. And oh, Rose is here as well. Hello, Rose. Happy Friday, she says. Indeed. Happy every day, right? Every day is a happy day. And so this should be easy peasy here. So the kind of, the reservation I had previously with Royal Rose have been if I follow the rules on how, the OG, the person kind of created it, was intended, I think from how I stitched it, unless I misunderstood it, it involves taking the threads over stitched area fairly frequently. So that's when I kind of struggle a little bit, because as you do color completion of the piece of the area, the tower, so to speak, you have no idea what your final stitches would be. So there will be occasions that you go, the last few stitches could be sitting on the left here, but the rest of the areas have already been stitched. But then the next available part locations is on the right block of the block here, or it could be from top down. And that's when I start to go, maybe I don't want to do this. But I think today I'll probably need to bend a few rules in order to make this work for me. And I'm allowed to do that, apparently. It's called being a rebel. So that's what I'll be today. Rebel all the way, and see if I can find a way to make this method work for me, because I know a lot of people seem to love it. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 to the right, so it will be here. Oh yes, Rose says that she saw in Amazon that Amy Stewart has puzzles that match the cross stitch pattern. Yes, both Amy Stewart and also Colin Thompson as well. They both very, very popular in the jigsaw world. There are many patterns that we stitch from both of them can be found in jigsaw design. You can get the matching jigsaw set to your cross stitching pattern for sure. And I'm sure this piece is probably available in jigsaw as well. I used to love jigsaw, but I always have some sort of anxiety. I'm just thinking, if I just lose one piece. Oh, see, I've already broken the rules. I've already gone over the border. This is supposed to be my first tower, and I just wandered off. Seriously. Okay, so I'm gonna just bring it back. I'm warming up, guys. I'm warming up. Trying to get my head around. So I'm gonna park it down here, which is the next location for this. Oh, and I forgot something as well. So you're supposed to, I think majority of the people doing royal rolls, they move horizontally. They go from left to right, and then maybe complete the page with, or maybe even you know, the entire piece, depends. And then you come down and do the second roll. At least that's what is intended. So this is what I was what I saw Suzanne was doing. Instead of just allowing the part thread just dangle there, which is what, you know, I normally do, she actually does a tuck in. So the next row would be 2 blocks down, right? And with that in mind, she actually, if I do it correctly, please let me know if it's not correct, she would bring this part thread to the bottom. So the part spot is up there, but she is tucking this thread down and then leave 10 blocks and then bring this part thread up. And I think the idea is it makes it nice and neat. So within your working area, you don't have to deal with, you know, part thread everywhere, which I don't mind that much, but I just like the idea of that neatness. That it's very, very Joyce, I think. I think Joyce might be working on with royal rolls as well, and I can kind of see why that is. And I like that neatness. I just wanted to try that. So so that's I'm really happy I get to do that. If it's not correct, please let me know. I think that's what I saw. And next color, I'll just follow the part threads here first. This is so much fun already. And oh, Joy says, who is the OG you're referring to? Royal Rose coming from Ashley Royal, Alison Royal. I believe that's correct. I didn't remember her first name, but I think it's named after her surname. So I'm sure you're correct. I think she's British, if I'm correct. I can't be sure. I have seen maybe a few videos from her channel, but I don't think she produces content that regularly. It's just something she demonstrated, and very blurry video as well, so I struggle a little bit. But I have seen a few other people doing it on their channel, so that's you know, that's how I learn the method. But everybody seems to be doing slightly differently, so I have no idea whether there is a purest way of doing it. And I'm going to just bring it down here. So what I'm going to do, technically color completion, but if I run out of the thread, I'm going to just leave it and come back to it when I come across the color next, rather than bring another new thread. So this is where I'm going to deviate slightly. Now this stitch, I've got really short tail remain, so I'm going to end the thread. So instead of bringing it to the right, because I think you're supposed to bring the thread, the end thread over 10 blocks, sorry, 10 stitches away, 1 block, and then park it there. I've seen people doing that as well, but I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna do it with my favorite method, which is a tuck-in, and I'm gonna just find a stitch that's similar in color, and just tuck it in. I think it will conserve some thread, some material, and also to avoid taking threads over the, I'm looking for my little cutter there, stitch area. And also less bulk, I hope. Benja says, when I do royal rolls, I have quietly called it peasant rolls because I deviate from it so much. I like your version because that's probably what I'm going to end up as well. Complete peasants version. Yes. That's so funny. So I'm going to mark it before I forget. 1, 2 there. Just 3 stitches. And I'm going to move up to another part thread. This one's pretty short as well, so I don't know how far it's going to take me. And Rajal, hey Rajal, good evening. She says hello, Yogi. I think I'm working on peacock counted cross stitch, but I'm very slow. Oh, join the club. This is a channel for normal people who stitch normal speed. You know, there's some aliens on the chat, but just ignore them. You know, you and I, we're fine. We're fine. Let's just stitch slowly and enjoy every stitch. You're perfectly fine, Marshall. So Joy says, been there, done that. Do you mean royal rolls? Is it a method of your choice currently? I vaguely remember seeing you doing something like that. And I think you're doing royal rolls with dry flowers. Is that correct? You're referring them to as towers. So just one more stitch here, and I'm going to end it before this thread start to protest. So I'm going to just end it like this. It makes me feel a lot better. Because last time I was forcing myself to take the end threads over to the right, and I had that inner resistance all the way that I did it. So I kind of just ended up feeling resentful. Why do I have to do this? What am I doing to myself? And the truth is, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do it that way. You have choice. You can choose to rebel, like I'm doing right now. So with royal rolls, do you have to keep going to the right? Can you do one tower and then come down and do another one? Is that against the law? Do I get arrested and be thrown in some sort of torture chamber? Because majority of people seem to go from left to right. I'm just thinking whether there's any ill effect if I, for whatever reason, I want to go top down. So Alison is from the UK. Yeah, I vaguely remember that. But I just remember the videos she did. She was very thorough, but it was so blurry. I was struggling to see what she was doing. And the stitches were very, very small, so maybe that's why I kind of missed some details. So with this one as well, I'm going to end it down here. Just pick a color that's similar and then just tuck my thread in nice and clean. Very clean indeed. I've got my little bunny here today to keep me company. Oh, just have a sip of my tea. And Joy says, by the way, I stopped anchoring the part threads that way because it left marks in the fabric. Where? Here. I now guide the threads down and tuck them in the bottom scroll bar. Where does it leave marks? By doing this. Really? Why would it do that? Yes, my recollection is correct. We're doing royal roll. Royal rolls. Is it royal roll, royal rolls? I don't know. Oh, Joy says you wouldn't be going. So if I go down, it's not royal rolls anymore. But what would be the reason to go to have to go sideways to the right? What would be the benefit other than the fact it's different? I need to know. I need reasons. I don't want to just follow blindly. You know, I have a mind. Give me reasons. So this one, quite a few stitches of this one. So this one's regular. I'm not aware there's a max colors of this particular pattern, but I think regular is just the kind of sweet spot. If you don't want too much confetti, it's just got enough of variations in colors, but not too crazy in terms of confetti. So far, anyway, I don't know. I speak too soon. And I am going to go up, maybe. Maybe go down. Just keep things simple. Interesting, Joys. I can't really see how that will leave marks. But then you're super neat. Maybe you can see something that no one else can see, like invisible lines that I probably can't see. Oh, I'm sweating already. I can't believe it. And one row down, another row. See, this is why I don't like pin stitches. You can see it just creates this little pimples there. They're so ugly. And if you have a lot of pin stitches everywhere, if it's how you finish your end thread, you finish your thread, you're going to end up with very distorted fabric, I think. Or maybe it's just the way I do it. Just not pretty. Okay, so if you keep going down, you just turn it into columns. But is there any benefit of going sideways then? So I think that's the kind of question I will have in my mind. And do people do page by page, or where do you stop? If you go from left to right, do you just keep going? One more. Let me turn right a little bit. So Adventure says it might not be the whole reason, but I think Alison likes it because she uses a scroll frame. Okay, that makes sense. So the whole piece is there horizontally, but not vertically. Does she go all the way to the end of the piece? So if you're working on something like Max, not Max Colors, a supersize, you could be stitching the top row for years before you get to the other side. And imagine if there's a lot of sky, you could be stitching blue colors for 3 years if you were me. Oh, Joy says, wow, this is pretty hardcore. So yes, if you frog an area, you can see the holes in the fabric. But normally you don't see them anymore once you kind of stitch over it, when you. And so you're saying that because you're parking threads like this, you're creating bigger holes on the fabric. Wow. It would never occur to me they would do that. But normally if you stitch over it, you can't really see anything anymore. I rarely frog. I only frog if it's just one stitch, or, you know, if it looks easy to frog. Otherwise, I just stitch over it. No one will know. No one will know. Huh. Adventure says the OG actually goes across the entire piece. Whoa. Yeah, that's pretty hardcore. That's pretty hardcore. You need to be quite determined to do that. And if I remember correctly, the piece she was stitching for the demonstration was all blue, some sort of blue. I just remember that, just a lot of blue. So she's probably stitching those colors for a long time before she gets to the second row. That is hardcore. I don't know if I can manage that. Oh, not bad. There's so many stitches of this black. Instantly, it looks like I have done a lot, which is not bad. Joy says, Alison used to stitch that way for a long time. In our Zoom group, she explained it. It was around the time the typewriter method was launched. So you've got like this Zoom group to stitch together. Wow. With the OG. Way. So yeah, I think the typewriter method, I think the name is a little bit misleading for my head anyway, because I kept thinking if it's typewriter, you go one row at a time. But in fact, it's just you're picking symbols following the order of a row. That's it. Because essentially you're doing cross country. So that's when I got confused. So if you're doing row by row, that's just row by row, right? It's not typewriter. 1, 2, here, 1, 2. Oh, again, I've gone over, have I? Oh, no, I'm okay. So yeah, I'm doing two blocks and yeah, a little bit more. Oof, I thought I wandered off again. It'd be easily done. 1, 2 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So slightly larger than 2 blocks. Maybe it's 1, 2, 3. 3. Okay. All good, all good. And I'm going to take this thread over here. No way, Joyce. You came up with the name? What? Joy says, Alison was looking for a catchy name. Alison being the OG for Royal Rose. She was looking for a catchy name for her way of stitching. And Joyce came up with a name. Whoa. I if there's ever a wiki page, your name should be credited. You should be credited. Yeah. It's like if someone finds a star, a new star, the star will be named after the person who found it. Makes sense. And she's got the great surname there. Imagine if your surname is like Smith, that sounds less catchy. It's like Smith's roll, or I don't know, jelly rolls, spring rolls. Imagine someone's called Springs. Yeah, I know. Joyce came up with the name. She invented the name Royal Rolls. Oh, so you did Zoom during the lockdown. That sounds like fun. Yeah. Everybody was using Zoom for everything. I remember we had like Zoom parties. Everybody is desperate. Where am I? I'm here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 here. And thank God for technology. Otherwise, most of us would probably feel quite isolated during lockdown. It's like, can't even go to your parents' house. Hello, Kelly. Kelly's in the chat. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. That's another one here. Every day is an adventure with stitching. So there's one more here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Sip of tea. I'm terrible with names. So you're not alone. This is fun. So one more here, and I'm going to park. So when you park down, do you go bottom, upper left for the next tower, right? You go from left to right. So you can't just park somewhere that's nearest below or to the right. Can you park to the right if it's nearer, or do you have to go left? I'm going to park here anyway. For the next row, oh, I forgot to do that. The very neat things. So Joyce, I'm gonna do this just as an exercise for just to find out what it's like. So Somehow it doesn't look as good as Suzanne's. Sherry's here. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you. This is quite fast already. I just have a look at my stitch count. It's actually not bad at all. For my standard anyway, so. This one over here. Hey, River is here. Oh, good afternoon, River says. Is it really hot where you are as well? I'm really, really warm. Two. Two here. And okay, it gets a little bit tricky here. I need to make a few judgment calls here. So I think I'm going to just keep stitching down because this color actually goes two ways. There's one flow downwards, but there's another quite a few stitches on the left as well. So, and I definitely don't want to take my thread over this stitch area. So I need to think about where to take my thread next so I don't break my own rules. Decisions. But this is fun so far. I'm enjoying it. And one, two here. River says my electric bill is going to be insane from the AC running constantly. Well, at least you have AC. We don't have it in normal houses here. I have a electric fan. That's about it. That's about it. Or I can run to my lower ground, which is a little bit cooler. But until then, I'm hot. Right, I think I'm gonna take it over here and see how it goes. I'll probably end the thread at some point. I don't have a lot left. And I think when you're following kind of a method, certain rules, you're so focused on the rules. You don't notice how many stitches you made. And that's quite nice, because it kind of distracts you from thinking about sort of, am I stitching fast enough, or you're just focusing on the rules. That's a nice distraction. I think I might be running out of threads out of this little piece here. I've got, oh no. So I'm going to end it here. And then pick up another thread. Joy says, on the next row, you work away the part threads from lowest most right first. All stitches of that color will be below the part thread. Okay, so that's the regular block by block color completion thing, or basically you start from the bottom right, working upwards, so you don't have to fight with the part thread. Yeah, that makes sense. Good. As he says, I have only part in the diagonal, block by block, or mini cross country. Yeah, it's kind of interesting to do. I have tried it maybe a couple of times in the past. Maybe I just didn't follow the rules correctly, because I probably improvise a lot, and so I kind of just gave up in the past. Let's see how it goes today. See if it sticks. See if it flows. Oh, hang on. No, this one belongs to the next block. So why is there a little hair? It's probably Dolly's little hair. Okay, so that one is for the next tower. So, and once you run out of the part threads, do you then go upper left, pick one symbol at a time, and then work downwards? Because that's what I'm going to do. 315, 315, a new thread. See, with Pattern Keeper, I have no problem with the thread number, because it doesn't, all it has is the thread number, and then the number of stitches remain on that piece. That's it. So 315. I think with Saga, maybe they're just displaying too many things, so I didn't know where to go. One more, one thread here. Hey, Needlebug is here. Karen is in the chat. Say hello to Karen. How are you? Karen says, oh, Frank, you must listen to my mantra. There are no rules in cross stitch. Only the one you set for yourself. I know, I know. not that I'm able to follow rules anyway, but it's nice to know kind of how the original person, how it's intended, if you know what I mean. And once you know why it's done a certain way, then you can bend the rules. You know, rules are there to be broken. Absolutely. I agree, Karen. And Robert says, I break rules all the time if doing so makes more sense. Yeah, absolutely. I know, I know. So Nikki says, I royal rose my diagonal piece because the diagonals are too long. So do you go like in staircase shape? Is that how you royal roll um your work, Nikki? Because technically you could go staircase shape, can't you? There's nothing stopping you. You can just keep doing the same thing as if you're doing block by block, but doing 2 blocks at a time. It should work. I can imagine that. And maybe it's slightly easier than having to go all the way to the right. You know, that sounds a bit brutal for me. I'll be thinking, no, I want to go downwards because it's more interesting. All interesting things are right in the middle. So let me see. I'm going to park here, 1 and 2 here. So it'll be there waiting for me. Well, everybody agrees that, you know, rules are there to be broken, but we still want something. We don't want to just wander off and, you know, just do aimlessly. There's a sweet spot for everyone, I think. Yes, Nikki's way is interesting. So she goes diagonal with royal rolls. Oh, but Karen's moving, so things are a little bit. Oh, you're buying and selling. That's so stressful. That's a terrible process to go through. A lot of it's not always predictable, at least in this country. It's no fun doing that. I hope everything's going well with you. But you know, yesterday somebody mentioned, this is to Karen, someone mentioned you've got like a yearly goal of, was it 500K or 800K or something crazy like that? That is hardcore, Karen. A01, A01. Joyce, you've got all the best lines. You came up with the name of Royal Rolls, and now Joyce says, if you go diagonal, you're stitching towers of Pisa. No, nothing wrong with that. Just different kind of towers. Oh, you're a treasure. You're a treasure, Joy. You're so funny. Tower Pizza. It's Tower Pizza, not Tower Pizza. Tower Pizza sounds good. I know. To here, let me check if there's more. Yes. It's over here. And I don't know whether buying and selling is as bad as over here in the States, but over here, if you're selling and you're living in the house you're selling, and you're buying at the same time, so you need a fund from selling to buy. So over here, you're essentially creating a chain, and it's super stressful because anything could happen within the chain, because the person who's, let's say someone decided to buy your property, and you're relying on the person to basically take over and pay timely. But if that person also live in the house, a property they're selling as well, it means someone else, they're relying on someone else to come up with the funds so they can buy your property. And it's a nightmare. Things could fall apart, people change their mind, sometimes people get sick, or even worse, sometimes people pass away in the process. It's just crazy. So I feel for you, Karen. I hope everything is going just perfectly. And that's why some people actually move out and rent, so they handle one process at a time. So they just focus on selling rather than buying, and just rent for a little while before they move on to the next step. I can totally understand that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Where am I? There. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There. So I'm going to pop below and then do the same. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, Karen, that's right. I know stitching goals, but I think the person, I can't remember who mentioned that. It was like crazy number, like 500K or something. I can't remember. And Nikki says, I'm 10 stitching and have several 2 blocks. Okay, so you're 10 stitching. I'm trying to visualize in my head. 10 stitching and have several 2 block rows on that piece, but I'll stitch row when I'm tired and go to another row doing it on the Abraham piece. Oh, I see. So you don't follow strict um, staircase as such. You just go as far as you want to, and then you can move down to the row below and work a little bit, and so on and so forth. Is that correct? That sounds good, because that's probably what I would do if I keep going. Because I can't imagine just keep, going horizontally until the end. It's gonna take years. I'll probably go nuts, lose my mind in the process. Um, oh, so Karen have made an offer, okay? Right. Okay, so one step at a time, that's good. But it can be stressful if you're selling your own property, meaning that there'll be people constantly come to your property to view the property. And yeah, that alone is stressful. 300, 300. It's not for faint-hearted, for sure. Yeah, Nikki, post some pictures. Incognito. You haven't come up with your alter ego, your Facebook alter ego. Yeah, but it's going private. It's going private tomorrow. So you'll be fine. You'll be fine. They won't be lurking around anymore. You're safe. Because it takes 3 days for Facebook to transition into private. I suppose you're probably the same going the other way. And I hadn't used Facebook for so long. I just didn't know if it's public, you end up with a lot of lurkers. Can watch every move you make, which is creepy. I get it. So there's only one stitch for this one. And I'm going to mark that 300. 300. And I can't believe I'm drinking hot tea in a hot day. What is wrong with me? But it tastes good. Hey, Suzanne is here. Hello, everyone, she says. Oh, that's good, Karen. That takes the stress away a little bit, because if you're in the middle of the chain, and yeah, that's really no fun. That's really no fun. It's a life cycle proof property. Enlighten me. I have no idea. Life cycle. 434. 434. Need a new thread. Oh, Kelly, yes, you can call me Yogi or Fran, Francesca, whatever you want. And it's one stitch here, this tiny little stitch. So let me have a look. One, two. Two. And hello, Janelle. Good morning indeed. It's still morning. It's morning of Saturday or Friday? I can't remember. Is it are you on Saturday already? If so, happy Saturday. Otherwise, happy Friday. And just make sure I've got it here. One, two more stitches. Okay, so I have a question about royal rolls, guys. So my last stitch of this color is right here at the bottom of the tower here. The next stitch for this color, there's nothing below, so I can't part down. But the next one, so if I were to part to the right, the tower to the right, do I have to go up to the top? That makes sense, right? I need to go to the highest, top left location of this color, correct? I need some guidance here. So my question would be, if that's the case, it means I have to take my thread all the way up. That takes a kind of wasting a lot of thread, wouldn't you say? Because the highest, well, the next stitch on the upper left will be somewhere here. So essentially I'm going from this point to there, to the top. That looks really far away. I know I'm probably doing more slightly taller tower than normal, but is that the rule? Or you could end it. Okay. Ha. Right. True. I could end it. Because I just don't like the idea of taking further than a block or a block and a half. And in this case, I have to take all the way up there. Okay, ending is a good option. I think that's what I'm going to do. Thank you. Thank you very much. Because internally, I'm kind of struggling, thinking that I'm wasting so much floss, so much thread, just taking the threads everywhere. So I'm going to end it. Good call. Good call. That's better. 4, 3, 4. 4, 3, 4. Yes, I agree, Suzanne. That's a very good call. Joy says, what you want, closest safe thread. Highest is nicest in the order you stitch next tower. But if I park at the nearest location, it means when I work on this tower, I have to fight through all the part threads upwards. That wouldn't be nice. Oh, decision. I can totally remember that was what I was struggling last couple of times I attempted this. I just thought, whoa, there is no happy solution there. Because the whole point of parking threads is that it's there waiting for you. But I don't want to take it too far. Too far away. Okay, so if it's too far away, I'm gonna just end it. That would be my rule. 3, 7, A7. 3, 7, A7. Oh, okay. Joy says over here they call it life cycle proof because that sounds nicer than house for senior citizens. Oh, do you mean like life cycle proof? What a name! But what's that to do with life cycle? And how do they make it life cycle proof? Does that mean they keep you alive? That sounds wrong. Oh, I've never heard of that term. It's very interesting. Oh, Suzanne, are you asking me or Karen or Joyce about your question about the lines? So Suzanne's question is, I'm wondering about when you do mini cross country in the 6 blocks, do you mean these ones? So it's a little bit less than 6 blocks. And do you get lines show up? I'm thinking trying that method. I've never seen any lines if I ever do block by block, because I've got a few pieces I do block by block diagonal. I never see any lines, but I think you probably have to pull each stitch very hard to create that kind of tension line. I've never noticed that myself. Three, 7, A7, 3, 7, A7. Oh, Joy says, referring to the live proof, it's a life cycle proof. So it's smaller, everything's on the same floor level, easier to maintain. Oh, right. So it's just more accessible layout. I see. So Janelle is on Saturday. Huh. Oh, Suzanne, so you do that sort of more orthodox thread parking with Royal Rose, because the examples I've seen, they basically take the end threads to the right and park about a block away. And if I remember correctly, I think Joy says that it reduces tension lines or something like that. But I just don't like the idea of taking the end thread too far away and quite possibly over a stitch area as well. So I'm ending each thread on the spot. Just do the tuck-in. My favorite method. 550, 550, 550. So this would be an example of me breaking rules already. So there's lone stitch there of this color, and the rest of the stitches of the same color, they're all here, so quite far away. So I'm gonna just do one single stitch, end it, and then take it over. I'm not gonna drag the thread over. I'm not gonna be happy with that. So I'm gonna just do a single stitch here. And end it. Controversial. Rebel. That's my name. And then I'm going to take the same thread over to the other side and restart it. I'm happier that way. Enjoy your tea, Joyce. Oh, very good point, Rose. No, I don't know whether some other people have. I kind of, yeah, I think about her sort of every day. Every time I start the stream, I'll think of her and wonder how she's doing. because for quite a few streams, she was always the first one to say hello to everyone. So I hope she's okay. If you're watching, Gayla, we're thinking of you. Suzanne, Susan, sorry, I keep calling you Suzanne. It's Susan, isn't it? Susan says, especially when I'm doing 25 counts, I think it's easier to start and end the thread one block over. So when you say start with the thread from one block over, what is your starting method? Huh. 1, 2, 3, 1. And there's one more stitch here. And then I'm going to park it down. This one's easy peasy. No controversy here. Oh, I forgot again. I'm going to do the really neat tucking down the thread. There. Oh, look at that. Karen says, lines are primarily caused by tension. I have also found that changing the sequence in which you do the next, to do your cross, plays a part. So to avoid lines, keep your tension consistent. Yeah, I thought so. I think those people who create that kind of lines, probably they just have the habit of pulling their threads very hard, kind of quite tight. So it's probably about relaxing the tension a little bit. Because I never noticed there's any sort of lines or anything. Kelly, enjoy your laundry, if there's such a thing. I enjoy ironing from time to time. Ah. That's quite true, Karen, because sometimes I'm not disciplined with doing well, my first leg and second legs, they're always the same order, but in terms of how where I come up, which corner I come up or go down first, is not always the same. Depends on where I am, which which one's easier. But occasionally, particularly not so much with Ada, but 25 counts, sometimes there are occasions that if I don't do it correctly or whatever it is, I don't even know what I'm doing. But occasionally the thread will kind of just slide over to the wrong location underneath. So there must be some sort of, I don't know, that happens sometimes. And so normally when that happens, I just redo the stitch from a different corner and that fixes it. So it's intricate, isn't it? There's so many really nuanced things that no one ever teach you until you come across it. And I always wonder if other people go through the same thing. And now I know. 301. 301. Ah, Susan, I know what you mean. Okay. Hey, Dane. Hello. Hope you're well today. And down here. Oh, Grace. Grace has just received a bundle of CXC threads for her projects. Yay. Well, that's the thing because CXC, they come in bag with all the threads just on top of each other. But apparently there's a certain order. I think they place them somewhat through, it looks chaotic, but there's some sort of order to it. I think, I don't know what order that is. I had to do the same. I had 2 bags in the past. I had to just pick them out one by one and check the colors. That's part of the fun. Part of the fun. Sort them out. It's going to take you a while. You'll be starting next month. It won't take that long. Hopefully. 301. 301 going back. Oh, Susan sent a picture on Facebook. Let's have a look then. Why not? Let's have a Facebook break. Yeah. Let me just pull up and do a refresh here so we can look at it together. Right. Okay, I'll show you on the screen so maybe you can explain there. Hang on. Let me bring up the browser. Here we go. So that's the photo there. This is leaving a tail to park and to start. Okay, so the tails, okay, so on the upper right there, that's the part, those are part threads, right? And then you part to the right, one block away. But do you start? Do you need that much tail to start your thread? So those ending bits on the right there, some of them are starting threads, correct? Is that what you mean? Let me just have a sneaky peek of what's underneath. Oh, you bought this one from Kim. Congratulations. Beautiful. So can you join us on Wednesdays, our Kim Sew Wednesdays? We stitch Kim Jacobs pieces together on every Wednesday. So you would like to join us? Oh, there's so many beautiful pieces. This is the one I was looking at on Suzanne's. This is what I'm trying to emulate poorly. So let me just wind back this one. So you start from the right. So you start your tail from the right as well, and then you part to the right, one block away. That's very disciplined. Yeah, thank you for that. That's very neat. What count is this? Is it 14 counts? Interesting. Start with loop start. Okay. So you start with loop start with 2 threads. But there's going to be occasions that you can't do loop starts, right? If you use a piece of leftover thread. Interesting. Very nice. All right then. Thank you, Susan. That was very helpful. 18 counts. Okay. Very nice. That's very disciplined. But do you not build up quite a lot of fabric on the where you take the thread over, the block on the right? You would, I presume. Oh, this one's just one stitch. 3A62. Six two. 3A62. And oh yes, before I forget, I'm going to post the link to our group. So if you haven't joined, would like to join, you are welcome to. And it's public at the moment, but it's going to go private from tomorrow. So that's what everybody wants. So that's what I'm doing. Pin. So the link, I've sent it on the chat there. It's going to be on top of the chat panel. Oh, Susan, definitely give 10 stitches a try. I mean, you know, I like to do both. You know, I like the full crosses as well, but I really enjoy 10 stitches. And I don't know why I didn't try it sooner, but I'm really happy that I did. So give it a go. It's good fun. It's good fun. Because prior to this year, I just kept thinking, 10 stitches is a little bit like cheating. And notice it's not a full cross. Why will I do something that's not a full cross? But I totally changed my mind since I tried. Really enjoy it. And this one is to the next block as well. Oh no, Susan, no, you don't need to join again. If you're in, you're in. The only difference is if you haven't joined, that you won't be able to see what's going on within the group. That's it. That's the only difference. No, if you're in, you're in. So I'm going to bend the rules a little bit and stitch these two little ones. Oh, it's really good to see you, Karen. Thanks for dropping by. Say bye-bye to Karen. Come back again and chat with us when it's less stressful. And hope everything goes well with the move. Or the selling, rather. Or the buying. Whichever. It's no fun. Oh, what happened to this strand there? I'm having a bit of issue with this one. B85A. Oops. Dear, I need a new thread. 3858. 3858. So, where am I? filling up quite nicely. And remember to mark stitches. Whoops. The thing about the summer is that we get those little bugs. Sort of, they all come in different shapes and sizes and attracted to lights flying everywhere. Okay, so this is another one of those thread ending situation, because otherwise I have to take it all the way up there and I'm not happy doing that. So I'm going to end it. That makes me feel a little bit better. I'm not a fan of moving houses, you know, selling the houses aside. I remember before I bought a house, I had to move, oh God knows how many times, particularly when I was at college. And each time, because normally when everything's tucked away, you don't realize how much stuff you've got. And then when you have to move, and they just suddenly all materialize, it's so strange, and just end up with, you know, normally I estimate, let's say, 10 boxes, and normally it's like twice as many. It's scary, very scary. 3A, 5A. And I'm glad don't have to do that for many years now. Fingers crossed. Hey, Jeanette. Hello. Jeanette is in the chat. I am going to fill in some little loose stitches. 3799. 3799. Three, seven. 1, 2, 3. There. And one more here. It's so much easier to go sort of mini cross country when it's full cross, because yesterday I really struggled. Try to cross country with half stitches. My eyes just could not understand what I was looking at. It was a bit of a struggle. Not sure if I would do it again, at least not now. Maybe at some point when my eyes kind of get used to it. But with full crosses, it's very easy. So I'm going to decide. Oh, just one single stitch over there. How cruel. Okay. So I'm going to part this one down and then bring a new thread. 1, 2. There. So there's just one single thread, a single stitch of the same color of the thread. I just parked, but it's just not in the flow of the stitches. 3799, 3799. Three. Let's see, 3799. One stitch here. Okay. There's, oh dear. So there's actually one stitch just sitting over there on the right. Very tempting to part over there, but I won't. I'm going to end it. Three, 799, 3799. Have a sip of the tea. Maybe a piece of chocolate. Why not? I'm feeling it. Chocolate of choice. plain one tonight. Cheers. The chocolate is melting in the hand because it's so warm instantly. I am going to do okay, 310. So this entire area is going to be filled with this color. So it's going to be super fast, I think, hopefully. Oops. Oh my god, I've got a visitor. I've got a little bug. Just keep flying around. Please go away, please. I don't want to hurt you. Susan says, I like your ideas of doing different methods on different projects. Have a lot of projects started. Yeah, even within a single project, I would change the way I stitch it fairly frequently, because sometimes you just want to try different things to see if works better for a particular, project. Could be a certain fabric count or, full cross or 10 stitches. And it's fun to experiment. And the great thing is, you can switch methods without creating any problems, really. Very often there will be a kind of transition period. Let's say if you go from parking to no parking or the other way around. But otherwise, we can switch methods. Like this one, I probably switch 3-4 times, 3-4 different ways of stitching. I think when I started the first page, I was mostly doing the mini cross country with no parking. And I went into block by block or something like that. Block by block, color completion. And I'm now doing royal rolls. or Royal Rose-ish esque method. This is so quick because I practically don't need to look at the pattern. Let me have a look. I am so hot. And it's crazy because it's 10 p.m. 10 p.m. in the UK. And I'm sweating. Well, not quite. I'm exaggerating, but very warm. One more here. So there's a big, it's a dark area here. But I have no idea what I'm stitching. So it's going to be a surprise when I get it done in this area. A lot of times you're just so focused on, you know, one stitch at a time. You forget you're actually stitching something. And you don't know what it is until you zoom out a little bit later on. And you go, ah. So that's what I've been working on. I'm not that far away now, because this whole area here is pretty much filled with this color. So when I'm done with this, the tower is probably close to 80% completed. Around there. So fast. Really come across a big area of the same color, heaven and earth, because normally they will kind of blend a few different shades. It's quite refreshing. So I'm going to end this thread with one more stitch. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three, four, five, six. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. Gonna end it here. Oh, I'm so hot. And some chocolate. I try not to get the chocolate on the fabric. Cheers. Hmm. Three, 7, 2, 1. 3, 7, 2, 1. Oh my goodness. That is not the right color. 3, 7, 2, 1. So it's always good to check, because sometimes I dock incorrect colors on my needle ball. So I have no idea what this color is. I'm gonna remove it. 3, 7, 2, 1 should be this one. This tower, I think 1, 2, 3, probably close to 4 blocks, really. It's quite a big tower. And there's one more stitch over here, and I'm going to park it to the right side. Go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. There. It's almost done. A little bit to go. 3, 3, 7, 1. 3, 3, 7, 1. There you go. Maybe it's time to tidy up my my organizer. It's getting a little bit messy. And considering the size of the tower I'm stitching here, there are only 1, 2, 3, 5 part threads, pretty much. A couple of them over there, but not much. So I think it varies quite a lot. Depends on the design, all the areas of the design. 1, 2. One more here. And this color is so close to the dark here. I mean, I absolutely can't see the difference. 1, 2. Three. So now I'm looking at the situation that is slightly tricky for me. So I just ended a stitch that's around here where the needle is, but the next one that I can park is down here. It might not look like a lot. It's not that far away, but there's most of this sort of area below is stitched. So this is where I struggle a lot of times with this method, that whether I should bring the thread down. It doesn't look like a lot when I look at the screen, but visually when I, looking at the fabric, it just feels like I don't want to take the thread. If I take the thread down, it would cross over this stitch area. So this is where I don't know what to do. I think for this instance, I'm going to bring it down here. But I don't like it. I don't like it because I know the thread is going over this area. So this is my thing. I have issues with 938. Jeanette asked a very good question. She says, how long would it take for you to do a canvas that big? Oh, you mean this piece, the entire piece? I have no idea. I haven't completed any of sort of full coverage projects I've got, but it's fairly big. It's quite big. So I don't know whether you're familiar with Heaven and Earth Design, the typical size they are. I don't know how many pages. Let me have a look. Oh, so why don't I show you? So I don't know how long, as long as it takes. So that will be my answer to you, because I don't really have a real answer. So this is where I am right now. And this is the size of the entire piece. So this center area, I mean, I haven't worked on it every day, obviously. But I would think in totality, just for this little, probably about 2 pages and a little bit, 2.5 pages, let's say. I started this project maybe close to 2 years ago. And, I cycled through many other projects. And this is why I am. 5%, 5.2. So you can do your maths. I don't know. 20 years. I'm being conservative. But yeah, I know there are stitchers out there. They do their maths, they do a calculation and thinking that this is the, total number of stitches. If I put in, I don't know, 1,000 a day, there are aliens like that in the chat. And then, it's going to be completed in 2 years or something like that. But that's provided that's the only project that you do. But Not in my case. I go through a lot of projects. I stitch different ones pretty much every day. So heaven knows. I don't know. I don't think there's a calculator out there that can calculate when I'm going to finish a piece like this. I mean, let's say a long time. I think that's probably the closest answer I can give. A long time. So 938, 938. I got 938. So Susan says, yes, it does seem like you waste a lot of thread sometimes using this method. Yeah, I think it's not just the amount of thread. It's the sometimes if you're following kind of how it's intended to be stitched, you have to take the thread. So let's say if I you know, obviously, as you said, you have the option to end the thread, but if you follow the original method, basically you have to take the thread over to this stitch area, for instance, and then park it to the right if the next you know, opportunity to park the next stitch is actually on the right hand side. So yeah, I think for me, ending the thread would be the option. But it kind of defeats the parking method a little bit, because the whole point is that you don't have to end threads, you just park, you know, so it's ready for you there. So yeah, 938, 938. Got one part there. So Jeanette, are you doing full coverage? Are you working on any piece, any projects that of this kind? Because not everybody is doing full coverage. Not everybody likes it or want to do it. So Joy says Stitch Pal gives you the estimated finish date based on your starting date and the total stitch amount of stitches. I think markup kind of has that function as well, but I think that's based on the fact that if you actually put in certain amount of stitches every day, so I think that makes sense if you're working on one piece at a time. Yeah, I think markup has that as well. I think markup strengths, one of the strengths, other than importing paper patterns, is the stats as well, because the stats in terms of completion that pattern keepers give you is quite basic, which is fine. You know, they give you the daily stitches and they give you the totality of the stitches remain, and also based on, you know, the colors, but it doesn't have a total kind of calendar style. stats that you can build up. Whereas markup does have that. So there's a sense of tracking sort of daily progress, type, so to speak, which I think a lot of people like. I didn't know I like it until I tried it, and I thought, well, it's quite nice to track kind of, you know, the number of stitches you do every day and build up a picture. This Pattern Keeper is pretty much one day at a time, and that's it. Oh, Jeanette, so you're not familiar with full coverage. Oh, you come to the right place. Come to the right place, Jeanette. So full coverage basically means when you look at the fabric, all area is, so let me show you. So if I show you a markup like this, right, basically all corners, every part of the fabric other than the margins are covered with stitches. So in contrast of samplers, for instance, or there are some pieces they're partially covered. So some parts you can see through, you know, you can actually see the fabric as part of the design. But so this is full coverage, just a full picture, like a painting. So, and it's trickier to stitch, as you can see. Takes much longer, as you can see. Hey, Amy, good morning. It's morning there, is it? Is it Friday morning or Saturday morning? Amazing. Mm. Oh, Jeanette says I have a couple of small cross-stitch projects, I presume, but I prefer to work with wools on canvas. It's quicker because it's halves. Are you referring to needle points? So needle points that use yarns very similar to the ones you knit with. I like that too. I've got a few projects. Still haven't finished, but there's a reoccurring theme there. But I do enjoy needlepoint as well. Oh, Amy's in New Zealand Saturday morning. So is that is it the same time zone as Australia? Are you? Yeah, because we've got another I think Janelle, she's from Australia as well, and it's Saturday morning already. Dane says, I made my own cross stitch log in Google Sheet. Okay. Like in spreadsheets to calculate all my stats. I also use StitchPal, but it doesn't do as much. And I mostly have it to log a daily photo after I finish for the day. But you know, Markup RXP allows you to upload photos as well, if you're into that kind of things. But so you have to manually put in the stitches. So I presume you use something like a pattern keeper to count the stitches, and then you manually put in the numbers. Whoa, that's very, very disciplined. Very disciplined. I'm one of those people that if the tool is not doing it for me, I'm not doing it. So there's one more here. Oops, I forgot to remove this. Oh, so it's New Zealand's earlier than Australia. It's 10:30 here in the UK. 10:37. Something like that. And I'm going to end this thread. Ooh, there's more. Hang on. Not so fast. There's 2 more stitches here. One more. Yeah. It's looking good, actually. Very pleased so far. Ah, Joy. So the app actually requires manual input, right? So you can put in technically any number, but you need a tool to calculate those number of stitches. That's a lot of work, actually. So you have to remember to do it, because if you don't, you lose the progress. You lose the data. I know, Susan, I'm sorry. I forgot to move it. Oh, supposed to be professional here. Dane says, I've been trying to give markup a fair chance, but today I quit and went back to Pattern Keeper. Pattern Keeper has dark mode. Oh, does it? Which means I get headaches less and is interface easier. Yes, I mean, in general, I would say Pattern Keeper is much better in terms of responsiveness and usability, because it's, you know, what you see is what you get. It's very easy to figure it out. Other than the fact, as I said, it's got 3 modes, like a search mode, markup mode, and move around, zoom in and zoom out mode, which I'm hoping at some point they can consolidate, because it's not very intuitive. But other than that, it's, you know, super responsive. You double tap to park. It's very easy to do. Whereas markup, I think markup has more functionality, kind of hidden behind, hidden under, very clunky interface. That's what I'm saying. It's capable of doing quite a lot of things, but just not presenting very well in the front end. So that's what they need to improve on. 938, 938. It's a bit of a shame because it does, you know, it does a lot of things, just not very well because of the interface. So they just need a proper designer to redesign the front end. Not the visual as such. I mean, the visual can be improved, but it's the usability of it. Because it doesn't matter what technology, what capability you have, if the users can't figure it out, or if it's not fun to use, you know, if it's clunky and sluggish, it's just not good. It's just not good. Yeah, definitely, Dane. Do it. Do it. It will help everybody because not everybody track a stitching journal, and there are different ways of doing it. And the issue with using something like Markup is that if one day you stop using the app, then, you know, all the data goes with it. So that's one thing of being app dependent. But if you use a Google Sheet, then I presume it's always there. And one more here. There. There's one more at the bottom. This fabric is so lovely to stitch. And I'm going to move it over. So this is when I kind of struggle a little bit as well, because the next parking opportunity, the nearest, is actually just right below. But if I'm going to stick with upper left, I have to take it all the way to the left. I'm going to try to be disciplined and do that. Right. Yeah, definitely just, you know, post a picture. I mean, you know, I'm sure a lot of people, I think I've seen this floss tuber. She's UK based as well. She is like a couple. What's her name? I can't remember her name, but the channel is called I think it's called Cross Stitch Smiles. Smiles being their surname, and lovely couple there. And I believe she keeps a paper journal as well. And I always look at her journal, you know, when she talked about it, with amazement, because basically she's got a notepad and she just jot down like a daily stitch numbers and do it from there and use a calculator. So everybody's doing it differently. 939, 939. I can't imagine doing that myself, but I admire people who can. So that one is done. And to be honest, before a pattern keeper, it never occurred to me that I would ever want to know how many stitches I make a day. Just never really occurred to me. Let me see. And once you post it, I'll bring up the Facebook. You can have a little look. It's always fun to do that. Oh my God, that looks, wow. Let's have a look. Let's have a little look. Wow, that looks hardcore. Let me show you what's going on there. So let me see if maybe hide it for now. So this is what Dent was talking about of her journal. Oops, I'm trying to click on something else. Hang on, let me find the browser there. So there, wow. That is pretty hardcore. So, wow. So she says, this is a photo of my full cross stitch log. I also have a version where there's no time tracking. Wow. I think I've about made it user-friendly enough. Highly questionable, highly questionable. Hang on, I'm kidding. Let me have a look. Wow. Oh, so it's auto calculation because it's a spreadsheet. So you make it so that it just automatically add up. Wow, 90% of the data, and so you came up with a template yourself, did you? That's amazing. To be honest, I don't even know what I'm looking at. So you actually rate them with difficulty as well. Stitch log, date, goal, stitches. Okay, that makes sense. Percentage makes sense. What are the zeros? 4 out of 5, 5-day stitched. Wow. And what is max SPH? It sounds like some sort of, chemical formula or something. Wow, that is amazing. And then there's a mock-up. Is that a mock-up? Is that the actual design of the piece? Wow, that I've never seen anything even remotely close to that. It's a beautiful mind. I know, Jeanette. That is a whole different level of tracking there. Oh, stitches per hour. So you actually track the number of stitches per hour as well. Whoa, that is amazing. I've never seen anything like this. It's good. It's very good. Thank you. I mean, it just probably just shows how different each person's, kind of how they look at when they're stitching. I mean, for me, I just care about the colors. I don't even, I don't really mind that much about the number of stitches. If I'm not streaming, I probably just don't even look at, how many stitches I make per day. I'm just that kind of a stitcher. That's amazing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think I've got one there. Even Joyce is impressed. It takes a lot. Wow. Yeah, but that's so interesting, because that's what you need, what you want to know in your head, and then you basically manifest it on a spreadsheet. So by looking at the spreadsheets and the stats, in a way, we get a kind of sneaky peek into how your brain works, which is amazing, like Rayman type of level. Wow. That is so interesting. Thanks for sharing that. I'm sure there will be a lot of surprise emoji under that post. Oh, Adri, have you not been feeling well? Yeah, lurk around, make you feel better, I hope. Just looking at happy stitchers. I think a lot of people are down with cold. Like yesterday, I had to do a emergency cover for a yoga class because the teacher was down with some sort of flu, like stomach bug or something. It was pretty nasty. And yeah, I think it goes around. It goes around. So I hope you feel better. Oh, so you're on Spectrum, Dane. Amazing. So you probably process data in a very different way, and so you express it in a very unique way. That is amazing. So are you able to kind of memorize things really quickly, or very easily rather? Like the thread number, you know? Joyce can do that. Superman power. 801. 801. I can barely remember my own phone number. That's me. 801. And Dane says, I also have a sheet to be stitched. Oh, to be stitched sheet. Okay. That calculates how big my fabric for a project is. And I have a thread sheet where I can put in one or a bunch of projects and a thread number and stitches. Oh, to do the calculation, just using a spreadsheet. Whoa. to be stitched. So to be stitched as in the remaining amount of stitches for a project, or a remaining number of projects. Ah, so it calculates the amount of floss you need. Yeah, Saga does that. Saga is another app if you don't know. Yeah, basically you can if you import a pattern and based on how much is already been, you know, sort of stitches you already made, and it does on the fly calculation on how much floss you need per color, which is pretty amazing, I think. Because normally you need a separate kind of, you know, quite often you get kind of web-based calculators, but that's normally based on the entire project from scratch, rather than sort of based on your, you know, your current progress. 1, 2 here. Oh, so Joyce, you like your spreadsheet as well. Joyce says, I always like working with spreadsheets. They keep you occupied. Right. I do keep a spreadsheet as well, but I use it in the simplest terms. I just have all my classes, all the classes I teach per month. I list them out, and when I finish teaching a class, you know, when I come home, I'll take them off. I'll turn them into completed, and also you know, the pay as well. So it's calculating. It helps me to invoice each month. So there's a price attached to each class. So that's the only thing I use a spreadsheet for. It's actually quite handy if you don't make it too complicated. You know, I don't know any kind of advanced functionality. I just use the calculation and the listing function, and that's it. It's quite handy. And I keep one sheet for each month, so I can keep track of all the classes. One 801 801. Let me have a sip of water. Oops. Oh, so to be stitched, meaning that the projects out, okay, for future projects you would like to do next. Okay, that makes sense. Wow, that's so organized. Very organized indeed. 934, 934. Wow. So Joyce uses the spreadsheet to calculate an amount of floss you need. Actually, when I first got my DMC set, you know, the drawer thing, I was getting a little bit ambitious because I thought, well, I've got a whole set here and I'm going to keep track of, you know, all the colors here and track how many scans I've got each color, because some of them I got more. And so I actually created, I didn't create a spreadsheet myself. I think I grabbed one from the internet. There's some template, you know, with all the colors there already, or already on the spreadsheet. And I tried to track them, but man, I lost it for about maybe 3 days, and I just totally, it just got so, I was really overwhelmed because I started to create lists of the colors based on the projects I've got, and try to figure out whether I need to top up some of them. But I think that was a little bit premature because considering how big those projects are, you know, it would take a while before I run out of anything. So I was kind of running around trying to figure it out, try to order more, and it just turned into, it became a little bit overwhelming. So I decided to leave it to the fate, to fate. And if I run out, I order some. Otherwise, I'm not going to bother. I will know when it comes. 310. 310. 310. I think my brain is just not really equipped for precision. I like, you know, I like to think about things in a more sort of holistic way, kind of shapes and things. Pivot table. I have no idea. Dane would be able to explain that to you. So this whole area is just filled with this color. So I'm hoping I'll be flying with the stitches. Oh, is that a thing? Pivot table. It's just so amazing because when people talk about like a stitching journal, I'm just thinking like a sketch pad or something, some sort of notepad. You just jot down the numbers. Lo and behold, you can turn into a pretty complex view. Oh, Joy says it's to summarize and analyze data, but that's so broad. What is it, like a report? A stitching report. If it's on Google, it must be true. One, two, three. But it's quite interesting because all the things Dane is trying to figure out, maybe bar one or two things, the rest, it just seems like markup has captured all of that with the journal section. I don't know how many people using markup actually do a journal, but they, if you tap into the stats, there's a whole journaling section. You can upload photos, screenshots, and it generates monthly report or even daily reports of everything there. I'm not sure if you can calculate the amount of floss. Saga can do that. But I just don't know how many people actually even know that you could do that with markup. And also, you mentioned the projects you would like to do. That is also there for markup as well. So you can create groupings of projects, like the ones you're doing now or the ones you're thinking about doing and the ones you're planning on doing. All sorts of different categories. Maybe it's too complex for most people. I don't know. But in theory, it's all there. A markup. Just wishing the performance is better with the app. Oh, what is the rainbow sheets? Goodness. It's like some sort of templates for journaling. Dane says, I just can't use markup. I had migraine yesterday after stitching time because how white. Oh, okay. So it doesn't have a dark mode. So are you on iOS or Android? Because you could, with iOS, there is a device level dark mode. So it's not app specific, if that makes sense. But iPad in general has a dark mode. But if you're on Android, then I don't know. I'm not a big Android user. I only use it for Pattern Keeper and that's it. Oh my God, Adventure, you have a Google spreadsheet to track floss tube videos. Am I on that list? I need to know. Am I on it? Yeah, you probably have a special sheet for Yogi floss tube. So what's the rainbow spreadsheets? What does that do? And that reminds me of the temperature stitching that we were talking about the other day. One, two, three. 2, 3. There. Oh my God. It's almost done. This tower. How amazing. Okay, so Adventure says it's for tracking my stitching when I make my videos. So do you make videos? Do you have you got a floss tube channel? If so, share the URL. Go. 3031. 3031. There's so many floss tubers on the chat. We've got Joyce, we've got Karen from Needlebark, and we've got Nikki Stitchy, and who else? Trying to think. Jennifer from Jennifer's World of Design, and who else? We've got quite a few. Oh, she knows the Japanese lady as well, and Candy Mama as well. Just abundant number of floss tubers. 3031. 3-1. Rose says, I have rainbow sheets. I love it. It's Excel. It's for pattern, DMC inventory, and stitch count keeper. Whoa. So when you say stitch count keeper, you have to manually input the number, correct? Wow, that you have to be quite disciplined, because if you miss it for a day, then, you know, like pattern keeper, if you don't log it for a day, it gets overwritten. So you lose that daily count number. That's so disciplined. I'm just not disciplined at all. The less I can do, the better. That's my motto. Do less. You can. If you possibly can. Amazing. It's almost filled up. The first tower. And we've got 2 more stitches there. I'm going to do a pin over here so I can bypass the stitch area. This is my move. My special move. One more here. Oh, so Joy says, I don't use the daily count, I use the total amount stitched. Okay, so that's probably better, because then, you know, if you don't have to worry if you miss a day. Wow, so you have to remember to do it though. Do you set like a sort of alarm to remind you to log it? Because I would definitely forget. I'll definitely forget. 939, 939. Nice, 39. Just one over here. Oh, so Ellie is trying to remember. Forgive me. Is Adventures, right? Ellie. I need to look up your channel. Why don't you post your URL, channel URL here so everybody can visit? One, two, three. Here. Amazing. Just a few stitches to go. This big tower is going to be finished. How amazing. Totally forget to tuck them on the fabric. Typical. Oh, that's quite true. Sometimes they stop people from posting links. That's very true. I'm just thinking, how do you share it effectively? That is true. YouTube is very annoying. Or we can post it on the Facebook so people can find it. They can look up the group to find it. Just send a post there. You know what, Adventures? If you post the link via a Facebook post on a group, I'll grab it and I'll paste it in. I'm admin, so I can do it. Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. I mean, you know, it would be nice to know what everybody's working on as a content creator. Definitely. I've discovered so many different channels from here, just live streaming here. And they will come to say hello. So kind. And then you find out what they're working on. And it's so much fun. Look at this. Oh my god. My first tower. Oh, not quite. I've got a few more stitches. Celebrating too early. Just about 5 stitches. Amazing. A29. I have a feeling it's actually quite fast. It's on the fast side. A29. Considering I have no idea what I'm doing. A29. A29. 1, 2. Two more. Cool. I'll have a look. Let me finish this stitch here. I can't see it though. I refreshed it. Let me try again. Oh, you know what? Facebook is doing the same thing. Is in quarantine for potential spam. That's okay. I'll just publish it. No wonder I couldn't find it. It just automatically hold it in a quarantine section. It's there. It's out now. Okay, I'll grab the link and post it over here. Got it. Yes. Copy link. Let me see what is there. Oh, got it. How nice. Okay, let's have a look. Now, here comes Adventures YouTube channel. Oh, it doesn't let me post. The link is too long. Oh, it's the long. Why is it so long? It doesn't make sense. Okay, let me grab this one. That's better. I don't know what's going on there. Hang on. It's bizarre. Oh, good night, Jeanette. Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for the chat. Let me see if I can paste this. Okay, that's better. There you go. That's Adventures Floss Tube website. Definitely go have a visit. Very nice. Got 2 more stitches to go. Amazing. Oh, no problem at all. My pleasure. It's so good to find out. You know, there's so many floss tubers doing their things. 829. Two more. A14. 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 So how long have you been doing it for a while? Because you have a lot more subscribers than me. I'm a baby floss tuber. Right, the last one was 3 weeks ago. So it's not too bad. Not everybody can do like a weekly or even daily thing. Just one more. 3A62, let me see. 3A62. A14. Last stitch for this tower. Amazing. 3A62. 3A62. Oh, so you're doing a whip parade. Have you got lots of whips? It's always fun to watch. Whip parade. Let me see. Last stitch, yay! Of a big tower. This is a very large tower, bigger than 2 blocks. So I think I've done well. Are those cakes are for me? Are they cakes? Oh no, they're drums. I thought they were cakes. Joyce. So a lot of, maybe it makes me hungry. 3A62. Look at this. The first tower finished, and I managed to tuck in all my threads. I actually forgot to do it for many of them, and I've got a few park threads on the right there, so let's have a look. Oh my god, let's have a look. Let me remove that and zoom out a little bit just to show you where I am. So I've got this rocking horse here, and I just completed my first tower here, which is bigger than a regular tower because it covers about 6 stitches above, and then about 4 or 5 to the left as well. So it's about 4 blocks, close to 4 blocks or something like that. So I'm very proud. I'm done. Thank you so much. Thank you, Adventure. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Susan. I know, it's actually, let me see. Let me show you my app here. So, it's actually not bad at all. in terms of speed and efficiency. I mean, I got lucky because there's quite a lot of these dark colors. There are about two different black colors in this area alone, so maybe that was a little bit faster. But if you look at the number of stitches I made today is 254. It's not bad. 254 is like 1, 2, 4, 5 blocks. No, 4.5 blocks, which is amazing. So that's why I'm here. Pretty big area, and percentage wise, 5.24. I can't remember the number before, so I'm very, very pleased. And let me zoom out a little bit more here. Very happy with this section, today's session, and also I think it's doable for me. I'm glad I'm trying again with Royal Rose. I have to, bend a few rules, and but I think I can probably make it work for me. So the question for me now is, I think that for the next sort of block tower, I'm gonna move to the right, and probably go as far as I enjoy it. If it starts to kind of stay around the same color groups, I'll probably switch around and maybe move down here and do a little bit, and so on and so forth. So it's unlikely I'll just keep going to the right. I'm just not that kind of person. I just like to change around a little bit. So, and let me have a quick look up the chat. Thank you everyone. Grace, it's a good way to stitch. Yeah, I'm actually enjoying it. It's very orderly, and as long as I can bend a few rules, I think it will work quite well for me. And so today, now it's about 20 to 12 midnight on Friday in London, and I really enjoy this session, and I hope you enjoy too. And the chat was really fun, and I learned so much as usual with each day stitching with you. And so from here, I'm going to sign out and maybe have another cup of tea and hopefully go to sleep and wake up nice and fresh tomorrow. And it's really warm still, even close to midnight. So from here in a peaceful London stitching room, if I can call it that, craft room, I'm going to say good night to everyone, and I hope you enjoyed today's session as well. And next session, I have no idea what I'm going to be stitching, and I hope you will be surprised for you and for me as well. I can't wait. So with that, good night everyone. Have a great rest of the day if you're still in the daytime, and I'll catch you next time. Night night. Nighty night.